Hello and welcome to this edition of Filter Kaapi with me, Sudhir, Executive Editor of NDTV, and we will be discussing what really happened at the 22nd Congress of the Communist Party of India, Marxist, here in Hyderabad. Sitaram Yechury was elected for a second consecutive term as the General Secretary, but what was more significant were the political resolutions that were passed by the CPM, and in a significant departure from what was decided in January in Kolkata, the draft political resolution was amended. Uma, you were there reporting on the Congress. How do you see this change in the draft, which I'm told has never happened in the history of the CPM?
Never happened in the history of the CPM, but certainly these are changing times, and the CPM does realize that Kerala is perhaps the only state where they are now in power, and they see a BJP which has become like an electoral machine, conquering state after state. And after what happened in Tripura, they say they are taking lessons from a Gorakhpur, in the sense that they want all the other parties to be able to come together in a kind of an anti-BJP political stance, clarifying all the time that they are not going to have a political understanding with the Congress, but yes, they are ready now to say that they will sail with the anti-BJP club to ensure that more number of states or seats do not go to the BJP.
So the crucial change was that the party removed the words without having an understanding with the Congress party and replaced it with and retained without having a political alliance with the Congress party in the final resolution. So this in effect gives some kind of a lifeline to Sitaram Yechury, because he was the one pushing what he called the minority view within the party, at least as far as the central committee was concerned, and allows the party to have some kind of a tactical understanding with the Congress or with other opposition parties while they take on the BJP in the entire country, right?
Most certainly. What happened in January was by 31/55, what Prakash Karat was pushing for, that's what went through, saying that we will not go in for any kind of a political understanding with the Congress or any other party. But at the Congress this morning, I was seeing members, large numbers in fact, coming in from Kerala. There is a lot of Tamil that I could hear, Malayalam that I could hear, of course Bengali and the northeastern languages as well. And I specifically in fact spoke to the people from Kerala to find out from them how they would look at this, because for the politics in Kerala, this is a very awkward situation where they would be, in a sense, supporting a Congress elsewhere. But in Kerala, obviously, Congress is the main political opposition party.
In fact, that's what is the Kerala Congress will, the Kerala CPM would really be in a bit of a quandary, because earlier we have had the BJP taking pot shots at the CPM, saying Bengal mein dosti, Kerala mein kushti, because the CPM led LDF and the Congress led UDF are really the principal rivals in the Kerala political theatre. So when the elections come to the Lok Sabha in 2019 or to the Assembly in 2021, the Congress and the left will really be pitted against each other. So how do you see this electoral understanding of sorts, which now the CPM Congress has cleared, playing out in Kerala?
Again and again and again, what I heard through the day, including what Sitaram Yechury said, was their main agenda now is going to be to oust the BJP. That is agenda number one, and they see the BJP as a greater evil, if I may put it that way, than the Congress. And that's why when I specifically asked the groups that have come from Kerala, in fact, and Shajuddin, who had come from Ernakulam, there was Shaju, who had come from Coimbatore.
These are all activists.
These are all activists who belong to this party, and they had, in fact, Shaju had come along with his, through generations, his party has been a left supporting party. He's an IT professional himself, and he in fact lives in Coimbatore. His father still is an active CPM activist in Kerala, and they're very clear about it. They are saying we are not supporting the politics of the Congress. We do not even agree with the politics of the Congress, but in Kerala, we will continue to fight with them, and they will continue to be our main opposition party. You must realize that if they actually have an alliance, BJP will tend to gain in a Kerala as well. But they are saying wherever else the BJP is looking like it is stronger and the CPM doesn't have a winning kind of a stake, they will put their forces along with whichever the group. It could be the Congress, it could be any other party, but to ensure that the BJP does not win.
Yes, you alluded to the point that the BJP could occupy the opposition space in Kerala in case the perception gains ground that the Congress and the left are kind of getting close. And that was really a fear as far as the Pinarayi Vijayan camp in Kerala CPM was concerned. Tripura's defeat, the defeat of the CPM in Tripura was really like a wake-up call, and that happened between January, Kolkata and Hyderabad in April, and that really seems to have kind of made the CPM more aware of the situation on the ground, that now, as I tweeted at the time
danger
of the
is very
Tripura
much at the
defeat,
door.
yes, that the CPIM has become a Communist Party of India Malayali, reduced only to a Kerala party. And given the fact that Kerala has a tendency to change its ruling party every 5 years, you never know that post 2021, the CPIM, the left, would really be not part of the power structure anywhere. So in that sense, Tripura really seems to have pushed the CPM to take this kind of a decision.
I also had an interesting explanation there. They pointed out that yes, Tripura, of course, BJP made huge gains there, but they say even then, it is the CPM which got 40% plus vote share there, and the BJP is actually strategized very well, which is it has done actually in many other states as well, to ensure that its vote share is able to convert into number of seats as well. And that's where they say that we are learning our lessons from a Gorakhpur while learning our lessons from Tripura as well, where our vote share is 40% plus. We have not gone down there, as in we have not lost as much ground as you would expect, considering that the state went to the BJP. But they point out that the Gorakhpur is an important lesson, and they see the what they call communal force of the BJP, as they would like to put it, and they want to see that defeated, and that's why they're willing to join hands with whosoever is willing to go with them, and that perhaps could change the dynamics in a 2019 in the elections that we are expecting to happen in 2019.
Right. One interesting aspect that we saw in how the Sitaram Yechury camp, which seemed to be in a minority before the Congress met in Hyderabad, was the proposal of a secret ballot, or at least, let's say, a whisper campaign about a secret ballot, and that seems to have unnerved the Pinarayi Vijayan, the Kerala camp, the Prakash Karat camp to an extent, because they did not know how the secret ballot would go, because the CPM has never had a history of ever a secret ballot kind of deciding on an important issue like this, especially in an election year. And that's perhaps where, prodded also by what happened in Tripura, the Prakash Karat Pinarayi Vijayan camp seems to have given in and decided that let's go with some kind of a give and take. Let's have the door open, or at least a window open, of some kind of an electoral understanding, but not an alliance definitely with the Congress party. So also at this Congress, it was important that Sitaram Yechury made the point very clear that I'm not a pro-Congress person. I'm not talking about or advocating an alliance with the Congress. So he had to kind of make that very clear, because he realized that he was also being labeled as some kind of a congressman within the CPIM.
Yes, indeed. The 22nd edition of the CPM Congress will be remembered most for this Karat Yechury kind of two camps that we saw, the minority view and the majority view, and the fact that both had to be, in a sense, articulated here. And then, as you mentioned, if there was this talk about a secret ballot happening, and they wanted to avoid that. So what the cadre or the leaders or the party itself would like the outside world to think is that, yes, we allow difference of opinion. We heard a Brinda Karat saying that yes, this is a democratic party and we will allow difference of opinion to be discussed. Different kinds of viewpoints can be discussed. Ultimately, what the party will decide, the central committee and the party's core group will decide. That's what will become the consensus view, and everyone will fall in line. There will be no public fallout once the decision has been taken. We are democratic, and therefore we allow multiple viewpoints to be heard, to be discussed, and then the best in the interest of the party in whatever they see as the politically tactical move for the party.
And also among the other changes, Suma, were that now it's going to be a 95-member committee, right, which is going to be taking all the major decisions, right?
Yes, indeed. That list has also been now put out. Of course, there will be
some 20 new names.
Yes, that obviously would try to make it more inclusive in areas where they felt that they have in the past perhaps been left out.
Okay, so those are some of the major changes that happened at the 22nd Congress in Hyderabad.
Before we leave, I must point out the atmosphere there, and something very, very, of course, it was a sea of red all over, and you had the red flags all over, red caps, red t-shirts, even the red saris all over the place, and the trees were all draped in red, and the entire, should I say, the roads leading up to that area, and even the umbrellas, it was sizzling. People said as much as 44 degrees. I'm not very sure about the temperature, but it was very hot, and even the umbrellas that they were sporting were all having the CPM logo and flag.
Okay, so the CPM would hope that the people of the country in the 2019 general election do not show it the red sign. They would hope to do better than what they did in 2014 and still remain a political force to reckon with in the political theatre of the country. So that's all what happened at the 22nd Congress of the CPIM. Definitely some kind of a watershed moment in the manner in which the entire scene played out on what its position vis-a-vis the other opposition parties, mainly the Congress, would be when the elections come near in 2019. That's all we have in this edition of Filter Copy. Do tune in for all the other editions of Filter Copy as we discuss and bring to you an analysis